while. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Choices Life Coaching and Jennifer's Perspective. And our topic today will be fear of failure. Now, fear is what you pass on the way to success. And I always say that most people fail their way to success. In other words, it is impossible to ever find out what God has for you in your life without making a few mistakes along the way. Now, don't be so addicted to your own perfection that you live a little life with no passion for much of anything because you've chosen to play life safe. Now, most people fail their way to success, and the history books are full of stories of great men and women who did great things, but prior to their success, they encountered failure after failure. Thomas Edison tried 2,000 experiments before he successfully invented what? The light bulb. Exactly. And Abraham Lincoln lost several elections and had a nervous breakdown before he became president of the United States. Now, the first time I tried to do a podcast, oh my God, it was a hot mess. And I remember it was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I didn't know anything about Facebook Live, and my first recording, I had so much technical difficulty. It wasn't funny, but it was funny now. But as I continued, I realized that, okay, I'm getting better at this. And when I first did my first coaching session, it was challenging. So why are so many people afraid of failure anyway? I believe that it is one of the enemies, I can say the devil's greatest tactics to prevent people from trying. And he tells us to stay safe, and that sounds good, but safe can also be BORING. Safe usually means sameness, but God has created us for diversity and for growth, and He wants us to face a new challenge every day, and He wants us to face challenges. He wants us to try new things and experiment and be creative. Like I'm sitting here, like the other day I was sitting here and I'm watching The Second Wives, The Single Wives, and it's these 4 beautiful, amazing women, and they each had their own story. One was a widower, one married too young, one was for religious reasons. I guess she was like Indian, and it was an arranged marriage. And the other one she's on her second husband or third husband or something like that. And they each had the courage to try again. And that's like anything in life. And safe usually means sameness, but God has created us for diversity and growth. And that means in our personal lives, in our relationships, in even within our businesses. He wants us to grow emotionally, socially, mentally, financially. And the fear of failure is actually one of the biggest fears that people have to confront if they intend to accomplish and fulfill their purpose in life. Now, here are 3 women who dreamed a dream, persevered, and knew what it meant to conquer fear. The first was Queen Elizabeth. Now, Queen Elizabeth's father cursed her at birth because she was a girl. Now, the Pope declared that her illegitimacy and her half-sister imprisoned her in the Tower of London, and later in life, Elizabeth reigned as queen for 40 years, during which time England grew in prosperity, peace, and power. Now, she instituted the right to a fair trial and pioneered social welfare programs for the elderly, infirmed, and for the POOR. Now, there's also Elizabeth Blackwell. Elizabeth Blackwell, 29 medical colleges rejected Elizabeth Blackwell before she became America's first female physician of the modern era. Can you imagine being rejected 29 times and still having the courage to try again? Now, after Elizabeth did become a doctor, several hospitals refused to hire her. She eventually opened up her own New York City infirmary for indigenous women and children, among several other medical dispensaries, and she later founded that Women's Medical College. Now, there's also Miss Mary McLeod Bethune. Mary McLeod Bethune was the youngest of 7 children. When she was turned down for missionary service, she started a school instead. Now, her students use boxes for desks and elaborate elderberries for ink. To raise money, she and her students hauled thousands of pounds of garbage for a local dump, and became President Franklin Roosevelt's distinguished Mary McLeod Bethune. How come I can't say that? President Franklin Roosevelt distinguished Mary McLeod Bethune as the first African American woman ever to be the presidential advisor. Now, I'm greatly encouraged by people who refuse to give up in the face of opposition, and we can offer God no greater worship than to pursue his purpose aggressively, pressing past all opposition and leaving apathy and passivity behind. Now, think we can offer God, this is me just saying, we can offer God no greater worship than to pursue his purpose aggressively. And that is to talk to God and to find out what it is that God has for you to do. And on that note, be encouraged and try new things. Don't give up. And don't be afraid to fail, and fail your way into success, okay? And on that note, have a wonderful day, everyone. I love each and every single one of you, and be blessed. Toot, 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 toot.